Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to all students of AWNC 9 in our online session. I am Dr. Selima Sultana, Associate Professor of Pharmacology and Therapeutics. Today my topic is antimicrobial agents. Antimicrobial agents are the drugs or agents which inhibit or kill the microorganisms. There are two types, maybe bacteriostatic or bactericidal. The bacteriostatics are inhibit the microorganisms, multiplication and growth of organisms, and bactericidal, they kill the microorganism. They may be antibiotics or chemotherapeutic agents. Antibiotics, the antimicrobial agents which are primarily obtained from living organisms or nature, and chemotherapeutic agents which are antimicrobial agents primarily obtained by chemical synthesis. Nowadays, most are synthetic because advantages are profuse amount, less expensive and less time consuming. Now, the classification of antimicrobial agents. On the basis of mode of action, they may be bacteriostatic or bactericidal. Bacteriostatic are inhibit the growth and multiplication of bacteria. They may be sulfonamides, trimethoprim, tetracycline, chloramphenicol, etc. And bactericidal are kills bacteria or microorganism, and they are penicillin, cephalosporin, aminoglycosides, etc. And on the basis of spectrum coverage, they may be broad spectrum, narrow spectrum or extended spectrum. Broad spectrum antibiotics are penicillin, cephalosporins, and they act against gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. And narrow spectrum antibiotics act against gram-positive or gram-negative bacteria. And extended spectrum antibiotics acts a wide range of microorganisms. They can be classified according to mode of action. Then antibiotics that act on the cell wall are penicillin, cephalosporin, vancomycin, bacitracin, cycloserine, etc. Antibiotics that act on cytoplasmic membrane are nystatin, amphotericin B, polymyxin, etc. Antibiotics that causes protein synthesis inhibitors or acts that interfere protein synthesis are tetracycline, chloramphenicol, macrolides, aminoglycosides. And antibiotics that interfere nucleic acid synthesis, that interferes DNA directly with DNA, quinolones, metronidazole, or with RNA, rifampicin. And indirectly are sulfonamides and trimethoprim. Now, the general principles of antimicrobial chemotherapy or rational uses of drugs or RUD. Number 1, proper diagnosis. Diagnosis can be made by history, clinical features, laboratory investigations. And number 2, whether chemotherapy is really needed or not. Chemotherapy is really needed or not. Number 3, removal of the barriers such as abscess. Now, drainage of abscess. Now, the selection of the base drug on the basis of drug factors or patient factors. Drug factors is sane, safe, affordability, need of the community, and efficacy. And personal factors or patient factors are age, sex, pregnancy, lactation, condition of the patient, whether it is severe or it is not severe. Now, the dose adjustment on the basis of age, sex, severity of the disease, etc. And the frequency of administration of drugs may be 6 hourly, maybe 8 hourly, or maybe 12 hourly. And the frequency of administration of drug may be on the half-life of the drug. Now, the total duration of treatment, it may be 3 days or maybe 5 days or maybe 7 days, not less than 3 days. Information or advice to the patient. Now, if the patient take cotrimoxazole, and advise her to take more water. And doctor should be careful about the side effects of the drug. Penicillin, that is penicillin may cause hypersensitivity reaction. Broad spectrum antibiotic may cause superinfection. If a patient is given rifampicin, it may cause orange discoloration of water, tear, sweat, urine, etc. So it should inform to the patient. And test for cure such as urinary tract infections, urine for routine examination and for culture sensitivity test. Now, the chemoprophylaxis and preemptive suppressive therapy refers to the use of a drug to prevent infection caused by virtually susceptible organisms. The prevention of infection such as rheumatic fever, recurrent UTI, prevention of opportunistic infections, prevention of after bowel surgery, before bowel surgery, bacterial endocarditis, etc. Suppression of existing infections such as tuberculosis, malarial infections, etc. Prevention of acute exacerbation of chronic infections such as bronchitis, chronic chronic bowel disease, etc. Now, we are discussing about penicillins. What is penicillin? Penicillin is a cell wall inhibitors. Penicillin is a broad spectrum antibiotic. Its source is fungus, type Penicillium notatum or Penicillium chrysogenum. It is discovered by Alexander Fleming in 1929 and it is classified in many ways according to spectrum activity. It may be narrow spectrum, may be broad spectrum. Narrow spectrum penicillin is penicillin G or penicillin V. Penicillin G is called benzyl penicillin and penicillin V is called phenoxymethyl penicillin. And according to duration of action, it may be short acting, intermediate acting or long acting. Short acting is penicillin G, intermediate acting may be ampicillin, amoxicillin, and long acting is benzathine penicillin. And it may be classified according to beta lactamase sensitivity, may be beta lactamase sensitive or may be beta lactamase resistant. Beta lactamase sensitive are penicillin G or ampicillin, amoxicillin, and beta lactamase resistant are cloxacillin, flucloxacillin, etc. And they may be hydrochloric acid sensitive, that is penicillin G, which is hydrochloric acid sensitive, and penicillin, ampicillin, amoxicillin, these are hydrochloric acid resistant. Now, the mechanism of action of penicillin. Penicillin inhibits transpeptidase enzyme and thus inhibits the formation of peptidoglycan, which is important for cell wall synthesis. So, the cell becomes porous and water enters into the cell and the cell then the cell become burst out, swollen up and burst out. So, it is bactericidal drug. Bactericidal drug. Penicillin may be, there may be some limitations in penicillin G. Penicillin G is a narrow spectrum penicillin. It enters into the, it is destroyed by hydrochloric acid in the stomach and it is given by parenteral injection. So, it is painful and so it is should be avoided. Penicillin G also may cause hypersensitivity reaction. Now, what are the indications of penicillins? It may be used, it is used in mainly in gram-positive bacteria such as bacterial meningitis, soft tissue infections, bone and joint infections, STD such as gonorrhea and syphilis, etc. And there may be some prophylactic uses of penicillins such as rheumatic fever, STD, subacute bacterial endocarditis, and before catheterization, before tooth extraction, and in close camping. Now, what are the adverse effects of penicillin? Adverse effects are: number 1, there is allergic reaction, type 1 allergic reaction, that is anaphylactic shock, and there may be nephrotoxicity and acute tubular necrosis. Nephrotoxicity and acute tubular necrosis, and also it causes some allergic skin reactions and superinfection and GIT disturbance. Now, the anaphylactic reaction is occurred when there is parenteral route is used. In anaphylactic shock, it is type 1 anaphylactic reaction. In anaphylactic there is a fall of blood pressure and bronchoconstriction. Bronchoconstriction, fall of blood pressure. So, we should use injection adrenaline, which causes bronchodilation and increase bronchodilation and increase blood pressure by vasoconstriction. And we should also use injection hydrocortisone, which causes bronchodilation by bronchodilation. And also we should use adrenaline. Also we should use antihistamine for allergic reaction. And these are the treatments of anaphylactic shock. And in ampicillin and amoxicillin, between ampicillin and amoxicillin there are some differences. Amoxicillin is given 3 times daily and ampicillin is given 4 times daily, that is 8 hourly and 6 hourly, because amoxicillin is absorbed more, ampicillin is absorbed less. Amoxicillin is given, it is causes superinfection, ampicillin causes superinfection, amoxicillin does not cause superinfection. Amoxicillin has bioavailability more than ampicillin. And diarrhea occurs more in ampicillin than amoxicillin, and superinfection occurs more in ampicillin than amoxicillin. And these are the differences between amoxicillin and ampicillin. And these are beta-lactamase sensitive antibiotic, and it can be made beta-lactamase stable by adding clavulanic acid or sulbactam. These two beta-lactamase inhibitors made the amoxicillin and ampicillin beta-lactamase resistant. So, we should make ampicillin, amoxicillin beta-lactamase sensitive by adding sulbactam or clavulanic acid. These are all about antimicrobials and penicillin. Okay, hope you are well, and see you in the next session. Assalamu alaikum. Allah Hafiz.